Good evening, friends. Sorry, it took me way longer to get started than I thought it was going to. But I'm here now. So let us play some Monster Train. Also, apparently my thing got hit. Why are we not on the right settings? Hold on one moment. Anyways, hope you're all having a good day. Don't mind me while I figure out what's wrong on my end. God, which of these is even the right setting? There we go. Okay. Of course, my headphones aren't even plugged in. You can tell I'm fully put together here and now, right at this moment. There we go. Anyways, problems aside, we're finally ready. Let's play a game and enjoy what we got. Anyways, good to see you, Fury. Good to see you, Onvo. Thanks for being here as always. So, what are we playing today? Do you see the rooms from the preview? They look quite interesting. Yeah, I am aware of them. I believe the ones that got showed off today were Echo Vault, which cast the last spell played in the room at end of turn. And then the other one being Weapon Barracks, where when a unit is summoned, it draws in equipment and -2s it. How you doing, Spoons? Looks like Remnant Pyreborn. We can do Remnant Pyreborn. And I almost reversed that on accident. Yeah, pretty sure we want the fire starter, not the whelp. If we were doing Fade, I might actually take the whelps instead, but probably not. Regardless, we'll do this. Weapon cache looks kind of dumb if you really invest into massive buying 2-cost weapons. And it apparently doesn't matter because we have Pyre of Dominion, so my choice didn't do anything. Ooh. That's an interesting start, though. But yeah, the new rooms are cool. I think Weapon Barracks is a bit weird to me, but they're both cool rooms. Okay. What do I want here? So, here's the deal. Crushing Demise seems just better. But I do hold in my heart the grand desire to take Subsuming Blade right now. Because, like, there's never going to be a better time to take it than now, basically. I think that's probably what we're doing, even though it's going to lead to shenanigans. So I lean towards taking the Mind Cage, but I think I probably should take the Brain Spike at the very least, just so I can get the Avarice off of it. And I guess I do already have the Lava Armors. Yeah, I'll take the Brain Spike, I guess. Do I care about Guildmonger? I should probably take the Magma Mauler. But how greedy do I want to be? Alright, we'll take the Guildmonger, and we'll see what we can do. Votive Key is interesting. It's not exactly what I wanted, but I guess we're gonna take it, even though it's liable to piss me off. Ooh, that's really not what I was hoping for. I was really hoping for Harvest Rector. Well, I think we're taking Burn Bright here. But I really wanted Harvest. Either way, that's fine, I guess. We'll see what we can do. And I sadly can't play the other Guildmonger. Oh well. Okay, so that's going to kill more things. And then we Subsuming Blade. And we Blade. Unfortunately, the draft has Endless, so it just comes back every turn. Which is, like, sort of useful at the moment, but mostly I want it to actually die. Alright, we're going to take a little bit of damage so we can just get the Avarice and do all that. Okay, you're going to die, but you do have Endless on. Thanks to the Vote of Key. We are generating just an obscene amount of gold. Okay, but what I really want is I want to Subsuming Blade my way to victory. Okay. I guess we'll do it like that. We get Rector back next turn anyway, so we should still be in good shape. A few more kills and you can shank your own Guildmonger. I mean, that is part of the plan. Yeah, I can't pull you out. I can't get a kill here, sadly. But I can prevent that, and yada yada yada. Here we are. Okay, well, that was a successful first battle. Pretty shenanigans, but successful nonetheless. So I do like the Drip Fall. Howl Drippings is sort of interesting, but probably not actually necessary, since the main thing that I want is just to give Rector more burnout. I still might take it though, just like put Endless on it. Not Endless, Permafrost. And like, yeah, I'll take it, I guess. And I'm gonna skip these, even though the Golden Touch is sort of interesting. I'm gonna go here, I think. Guess we'll do it like this. Double stack. Sure, I've got the gold for it. Okay, Permafrost. Could do this. Let's see what the unit is first, I guess. I don't really need Greed Dragon, though it is sort of interesting with the Vote of Key. Unless it's still bugged in where it doesn't keep the stat gains past death. I think they fixed that. I mean, I should probably take Greed Dragon. Okay. I'll take Greed Dragon, I guess. See how I feel about it. I'm not going to worry about doing the remove consume. -2 on that, probably. Keeps and reapplies with Endless. Yeah, that's what it should do. I just wasn't sure if it still did that. Okay. There is within me some level of greed, but here we are. Here we are. Okay, and now I don't have to set up on top floor. Hello, Glacier, how you doing? Okay. Sal being greedy? No, really? Yeah, imagine. It's funny having Endless Greed Dragon outpacing Savagery and Titans. Yeah. Yeah, it's something. So I could kill you, or I could do this to stop the healing. I guess I'll just kill you. Okay. Well, every time I play him out, he's worth 10 gold, so, you know, something. Okay, so I could give you more burnout. I'd rather just let more things die, though. Okay, so we're gonna do like this. Alright, so we're up to 4 Horde now. And that's all we need to get the kill. We didn't play the Greed Dragon, that's fine. There we go. Okay, it's a shame we didn't get higher, but 5 Horde is still good enough for us. We are going to skip the Molded, though it's okay. We are going to skip these, though they're also sort of okay. And we're going to loot this now. Yeah, I'll take the Hellfire Bellows. Even though the Sizzling Firecracker actually is vaguely useful for us for once. Okay, hold over. And Legion of Wax. Huh. How do I feel about Legion of Wax? I think the answer is I don't want to take it, though maybe I should. It is good. I do need to master it at some point. Legion of Wax is definitely one of the units that makes me sad that infusions are no longer in the game. Because it's just like such a prime example of a unit that is so fun to use with the infusion system. Same with like Bogfly Chrysalis, which if they ever bring it back, I'm gonna be a little sad that it is not as cool as it could be. Yeah, I don't know what I want to do. It's still good. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not good. I'm still just a little sad that it doesn't get to do those things. Like, it was still a good unit before the DLC in Monster Train 1. It's just that it is a much better unit when you can do a variety of exciting things with it. I'm going to skip it nonetheless. Okay, we're going to do this, and we're going to hold over this, I guess. Even though maybe I shouldn't do it quite like that. Also, don't know why I rerolled. I didn't mean to. Yeah, I did consider this as a possibility. The problem is I don't really want to dupe those 5 times yet. Okay. Let's copy this, maybe? Yeah, I guess we'll do it like this. I don't know. Okay, what do you got for me, Archeon? Good old buddy, good pal. Alright, so you start there, and you're just going to start hitting enemies for me. Alright, I probably should have taken the extra damage, but that's okay. And yes, I am just trying to farm as many things as I can, more or less. Okay. Yeah, I don't really care if you're there. I guess we'll play you there just to block. Unfortunately, I can't get the kill this turn, except on, like, my Miser. But we'll do that, so he's in range of death now. And we'll just hurt you for next turn, I guess. Alright, Rector comes back. Which we still want you to be the one with Endless, even though it would be nice for the Guildmonger to have Endless as well. And then we commend some Murder Most Foul. So you weaken there so that we can kill. And I guess kill here, actually. Doesn't super matter, but fine. Okay, and then we just keep drawing the same Subsuming Blades, because you may notice that my deck is only these cards. So, this may or may not have been partly by design. Though, again, it's a bit of a shame that he doesn't have Endless on him. Unfortunately, the Subsuming Blade doesn't actually stack up that fast. But here we are. Okay. Oh, I don't have enough space for that, so we'll do that. Here I was making decisions, and it didn't actually matter either way. Just figured we may as well power up the blade like one more time. Although I should probably be focusing on the spell chain blade more. I could transition to a wax and spike based existence here, which is probably better than what I'm doing. I do really like the subsuming blade existence, but we're never going to get it up to doing like 500 damage. Obviously, I could take, like, Pyroclasm here and use that as a way to explode higher health enemies, kind of. Which is not bad, per se. I'm greedily going to not, but we all do know that I am reaching a bad point in my life. I might want to transition to Wickless Baron here. Magma Cultist is also good, especially since I already have the Hellfire Bellows. But I think we probably want Wickless Baron. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. And then we're gonna take draw. I'm gonna loot this. Is whatever. Not my favorite, but it's fine. It gets a thing out of the pool at least. Okay, I think we're going here, although I don't know what artifacts I actually want to see. But just the possibility of buying out the entire shop is pretty good. Obviously, I do want to go to this as well, but there's another Merchant of Steel right here. I think I'm okay with doing that. Even though, obviously, it would be nice to get things already. I will take that. I maybe take the Dragon Scale, even though I'm bad at not taking damage so far. I like the surprise the team of Monster Hunter 2 had for us, mainly the whole, remember the faction in the first game? They are back now, and the visual updates have fit into sequel and free of charge. It's just awesome. I still love them for it in that way. Yeah. Yeah, it was something that they put a lot of work into, trying to make sure it didn't leak ahead of time. I guess we take this. I will take the Lightstone Casing, and I will take that. And I kind of want the Power Tap, but I can't, so here we are. Yeah, I guess we'll do Reanimate 3 on the Guildmonger. Interesting situation. Alright. Heaven Seal's a little concerning, but fair enough. Okay, we're going to transition to a little bit better safety, I think. I do really need more Ember, among other things. Could kill you right now, and I kind of want to. But I think we're just going to do that, and then we'll get rid of both of those, and then I have the Tycoon unplayed, I guess. Okay. So. We're going to kill you, so we can play you out. We'll see what happens. If there's a gimmick of Lazarus League and Melting Remnants might have some synergy with each other, maybe the whole dying and buffing because of death trigger. Yeah, I mean, they work well together, for sure. They're also just both pretty strong clans in general. I have a lot of issues at the moment. Let's take that. Okay, this does sort of work. Since I have the spell chain. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not taking any fire damage, basically. While also trying to maximize the blades and getting Horde, especially now that I have the Horde extension. If I can get the other Horde relic, which is in the pool, I should definitely be able to do it at some point. Like, we'll be in... Like, we're going to be in good shape overall. It's just a matter of shenanigans on how we get there. Yeah, I'm going to have to use both of these, which I was trying to avoid, but that is what I have to do. And I did want to play with the Greed Dragon, but we're not there yet. The stupid Vengeful Shards. Maybe I just want to play with the Greed Dragon now. I kind of would like to. Oh, God, it's so close to being enough, and it's just not quite there. Also, I would like to just let him die because I get so much Horde. Maybe it's fine to just take the damage and ignore the Prismatic Dragon scale. Like, it's not the end of the world for me. And if I do that, then I can just do other things. Like, I'm pretty okay with that, I think. Although that's a lot of damage to take. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to do this. Also, for some reason, I didn't think that I had the Spell Chain one to use still. Yeah, I could still avoid this. Yeah, I don't really need the Prismatic Dragon scale. That's fine. What we're going to do is we're going to do this. So now you're in range, and we do this. Oh, and I didn't actually kill you as many times as I meant to. Whoops. Well, that's annoying. And then you're gonna burn out. Okay. Well, I did cause myself a number of problems. Alright, you take almost no damage. And then I have to decide whether I want to give you the burnout extension or not. Because if I don't give you the burnout extension, I can... Yeah, I'm still going to do that. It's just that if I don't do it, then I have capacity to play out the Greed Dragon after it dies, and I think I'm going to need to do that. But I also have other ways I can get around that. So here we are. Okay. Yeah, so even without the Prismatic Dragon Scale, I'm at my max on Horde. And my blades are okay strong. Okay, we'll power that one up and then play out a very strong dragon. And you know what? We'll kill him while we're at it, just so we can power up the blade a little bit more. Did not know that the reanimate triggered the existing effect of the eggs from the Guildmonger. Yeah, so it is an extinguish trigger. Extinguish is just whenever they die, and so that does work with reanimate. Memento Mori is bad. If it costs less or if it's scaled across the entire run, maybe, but it doesn't. Memories of the Melt is kind of cute with the Brain Spike, but not important enough for me. It's also sort of okay in helping me play out like the Greed Dragon, but I don't think that's going to matter soon, so. I will take the payoff, I guess. Oh, we don't use abilities. Sharpened Teeth doesn't mean a whole lot. I'll take the Sizzling Firecracker for now, even though I normally disdain it. We'll take the Flaming Talons. And then... do I want Manifold Mirror? Maybe? I guess so. It's a little weird. It's definitely not what I really wanted. And I was really hoping to get the other Horde extension from that, but we sadly didn't. Regardless, they're going here. We'll figure it out. So maybe I'm just going to put Endless on you so that I don't have to worry about fucking around with the Votive Key Endless. I think that is what we're doing. Sure, I guess. Yeah, that's not really what I'd hope to find, but okay. Firecracker is really useful since it adds 6 more damage to your subsuming blades, so just giving you free stacks and better stacking intensity to your enchantments. Plus, you now give your blades additional effects. Yeah, it's not a lot of extra damage, though, is the problem. Like, there is a reason I took it, but overall, it's just not worth a whole ton. Well, I'm unfortunately not going to do this right now, so we'll just take the Pyre healing, even though I'm disappointed by that choice. As for this, I actually might just get rid of the Calcified Ember, and by might, I mean I think I will, as weird as that is. I also probably don't need Guildmonger number 2 now, since this one fulfills all of my life's desires. So we are going to get rid of you. I really didn't find the upgrades I was hoping for with Merchant of Steel. A little sad, but fine. I don't know. We'll leave that for now, even though most of that doesn't matter to me. Okay, so. Really cool that your stack Guildmongers now, like, give me 6 Dragon Horde XP on. Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna do some good work for me. Do I want Rector here? Probably yes now. I will get less gold this way, but I think that's fine. And obviously the Wickless Baron's not doing a whole ton for me at the moment, but again, that's not a huge deal. Yeah, doesn't quite kill you. Oh well, that's fine. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. Fine, you're just worth extra gold. We'll do that and that to get rid of it. There's also the reform build of the Bounty Stalker and get absolute crack in these raids. Especially, yeah. Bounty Stalker is good. There's a lot of cool things you can do with it, for sure. It again is another unit that does suffer a bit not having access to infusions. Because you can't give it multi-strike as easily, among other things. And that's a little sad, but still a very good unit. Even it also struggles a little bit with the high health of enemies in this game compared to Monster Train 1, but again, overall that's fairly minor. Okay, so you're taking care of... I don't want to play the payoff just so it's out of the deck. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. Okay, so you come back, you come back. Okay, so that is enough to kill thanks to the Pyre Gel. So let's just go ahead and do that. Yeah, okay. Let's do it this way, or... I think I want to do that way. We get a little bit more gold from killing him, and also I just am a little afraid of him surviving the top floor. It's not a huge deal, but here we are. Yeah, this is sort of why. I mean, my subsuming blades can kill him. Like, that's not the worst thing ever. But I do have to actually get him low enough for that. Okay. So let's play that, and that. I still need to get a little bit more horde, but that's not a big concern. Okay, so... I still have to kill you, which is actually a bit of a concern. Alright, fine. We'll do that. I do take 1 damage, not a big deal. That's fine. The question is, do I want to extend your burnout here, or do I want to wait? You're only at 90. Okay, we'll wait on this. Alright, we have reached maximum horde. I'm still a little sad that we didn't get the horde extension minor artifact. That would have been real nice. But alas, we didn't. Okay. And you are dying, no surprise. But the real question is, how do we want to deal with this? Oh, you have Titanite. Fuck, never mind. That's not gonna work. I thought about it earlier, totally forgot about it right here and now. So if I do want to kill you, I actually devote a lot more resources to you, but then you wouldn't be dying, which is sort of fine. But that's fine. I think we're just gonna do it like this then. I guess I'll kill you now. And then just hit there, I guess. We're not going to play with the Guildmonger, because I do need that capacity for next turn. Okay. And then, with the addition of Rector, everything's fine. Plus we can do these. I'm not going to kill my own dudes with a subsuming blade, sadly, but, you know, whatever. But with the Titanite and with the Burnout extension, we're more than good enough to kill him. Plus there's a bit of Pyrogel on him as well from the Flaming Talons, which I always want to call Ember Talons. I don't think I need Engulfed in Smoke. It's sort of interesting, but mostly not important. Hell Furnace is sort of acceptable. Mostly because we do have Manifold Mirror, and so it will be played on all floors, which isn't super impressive for me, other than it does work with, like, Flaming Talons. And I might get other Pyrogel artifacts, just because I'm going to buy out, like, every store that I can. So we'll take that. It's a little weird, but we'll do it. We're definitely looting this. Give me the goddamn hidden coffers. Yeah, we'll take Medallion. It technically makes it a little harder to kill the Guildmonger. Not really worried about that. Hellheart is fine. And there we go. I do want the Merchant of Magic since we have the Lightstone Casing. But I'm not going to. I am going to go here and buy out another shop. Yeah, I'll take Artificial Pyrostone, I guess, even though it probably doesn't super matter. Fine. I don't have any abilities, and I don't need sketches, so we'll skip on those. And Change Chamber's kind of cute, but mostly it just doesn't matter. Okay. I mean, overall, we're in good shape. Like, my subsuming blades have become a little less important, but overall, we are pretty strong. That was overall a pretty good shop for us. Okay, so what are we doing? You're going here, you're going here, and then you're going here. We're going to have to use the blades to kill the cherubs and all of that, but that's fine. And then we don't play out the Greed Dragon. Okay, so first off, we play that, which goes on every floor. Only of vague, dubious value at the moment, but that's fine. And then Blade 1, Blade 2, Blade 3. Blade 4 is going to knock you down to kill range. You'll go there just to power up this team. Forgot about the Versatile Ember Staff. That's fine. could play you out... Oh, except we don't have the Endless anymore, because I already played out my first unit of the turn. That's fine. We'll just do that, I guess. And then you can have Avarice, and... You can have Avarice, and by that I mean it doesn't actually give any Avarice, but I just want it out of the deck. Okay, and the shards no longer ever bother me, which is nice. Okay, you get that, which procs the Versatile Ember Staff, which is cute. Okay, so we're gonna do it like this, which then he's not dying, but if I hit him one more time, then he does. Also, we're gonna play this just to get rid of it. It's fine. First one of the night/day. Yeah, I started a bit late in a couple different ways, so here we are. But yes, it's also not the fastest run, so it's taking me a bit to get through. Yeah, I guess I'm still okay with him being endless, even though it basically doesn't matter to me. I could play the Greed Dragon out, but we're not going to. It's not like I have trouble drawing back into it. My deck is incredibly small, so... Yep, and we just draw into this one anyways, so here we are. That's great for me. Due to time zone shenanigans, I had dentist appointment this morning and just got back. Well, glad you were here to enjoy. Yeah, I guess we'll keep just farming him for gold and stats and play you out, even though you're not going to have Endless on you. That's fine. Okay, we're at 13 Horde, which means that we have reached max, which is pretty nice. Okay, Spell Chain hits you, so then we can kill you, so then Kale's only gonna hit here, which is fine. But did I not give Endless to that guy? I apparently didn't. Oh, I must have played the Guildmonger first or something. I don't know. It's fine. Not a big deal. But that is probably what happened. I have a weird mishmash of units that is somewhat unhelpful, but that's okay. Oh, maybe it was the turn that I played out Rector again. That's probably what it was. Which needed to happen. It was way more important that we get Rector back than we get the other dude, but it didn't occur to me that that's what happened. Obviously, I could have stopped Rector's burnout with Howl Drippings, but where's the fun in that? Honestly, didn't even pay attention to which Kale it is. Apparently, it's Spike's Kale. We didn't give him any chance for that to matter, but here we are. You know, we're just gonna farm a little bit of golds because we can. Get daggered, Kale. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Alright, got a little bit of extra gold out of it. And there we go. Ta-da! We do not need Soldier of Fortune. Wickles Recruitment is technically useful. I guess it does remove debuff effects too, but I'm not sure I care. I don't think I care. But it is decently useful. Regardless, we'll skip. Okay. I think we want draw from this one, and then Ember from the Horde. Because taking more draw means that I can for sure hit the blades every turn, and it also means that if I want to, like, dupe the blades, I can do that. Thanks for the follow, by the way. It also helps me get around the Curse of Entropies that get added. So, we'll do that. We're definitely looting this, without question. Sure, we'll take the Ember Charge for now. We're gonna get them all by the end of the run, basically. And then... I just talked about this. Don't remember what I said. I think I wanted Ember. Capacity is also not bad, though, because it lets me put more, like, Barons on the same floor, or Tycoons. Maybe actually I take that first. Like, I'm not actually struggling with the Ember. So, yeah, let's do the Capacity. Okay, we're gonna go here. This is also interesting. Nonetheless, we're gonna go here, I think. Though that is the last magic shop. Still, we're going here. The magic shop doesn't matter too much anymore. Like, I know that I haven't filled up their upgrades, whatever. I was considering, like, looking for holdover for these ones, but with my deck being as small as it is, that doesn't super matter. It will matter a little bit more in the Titan fight, whatever, so be it. That is what it is. Okay, I could take Accumulator here, which does work with the Endless, but it would be for the HP, not for the attack. Because the attack is so pitiful on Accumulator. And admittedly, it does take a lot of deaths for us to get to a point where it equals Burn Braid 3. I think we just want Burn Braid 3. Because it's 20 deaths to even out on the health, and, you know, 100 deaths to even out on the attack. And so I think we just want Burn Bright. Okay, so... there's no reason not to take the dualism on you right now, I guess, kind of. Yeah, it's only 10 attacks from you to even that out. Fine, sure, I guess. And then we'll give you Avarice as well. I don't know. Doesn't really matter to me. Do I care about giving you Endless? Alright, have a nice night, Fury. I'm gonna skip, I guess. It's really hoping for, like, Smidgestone. Well, I think we're just doing this. Yeah, that's fine. Because I'm probably duping the Greed Dragon. It's a little bit weird for me, but I think that's what we're doing. And then we don't need to heal. I just want to make sure that I have enough bulk to deal with things like this. And I'm definitely going to struggle to some degree. So, we play you out first, because that is important. And then you go there. I think we're going to play you there, actually. And then we'll leave the Greed Dragon unplayed for now. while we try to get some horde built up. Okay, so let's do that. Alright, so you have Endless, and you're living your best life, and all that jazz. You can have a little bit more Avarice. And then the other Greed Dragon is going to come out with much higher stats, but even the current one's going to do good work for us. Okay. I guess I'll play you out now. And then we'll do that even though we don't need the healing. Yeah, I can't really power this up. I mean, I can kill you, which I guess is fine. Because, like, Rector can take the hit. So we'll do that so we get the extra power. Yeah, and I'll just make sure you die here, I guess. Okay, get rid of those. You're the only unit to play out. Kill you. I do kind of want to kill the Greed Dragon. I think we're going to, so then we'll get it back next turn at higher strength. Okay. I do have to get Rector this turn, which is a little sad, but that's fine. I have plenty of draw. I think I have more draw than I have, like, cards in deck. And I'm not really in danger with the Amalgam. As long as I kill all of those, we're pretty good. So let's do that to get up to 11 Horde. And I guess we'll go to 12 Horde, and then play you out. Which you don't have Endless now, because we did play Rector this turn, which is a little unfortunate, but not a big deal. The main thing was just get the Greed Dragon to be powerful, and we accomplished that. I should play those in a different order. I was going to say so I don't draw into a Blight off of the Ember Staff, but I'm actually not proccing the Ember Staff this turn, so it's a moot point. Okay, and we got the second Greed Dragon in range where I can kill it. Again, I should be doing this in different order so I don't draw into those, but whatever. Mistakes are made. Let's do the ephemeral one to get you down in range, and then we can kill you. And then I guess we just hurt you. Okay. I always do it wrong. But it doesn't matter. We have the kills. That's what matters. Yeah, let's look at my beautiful Greed Dragon. They're not, like, the highest stats they could be. I mean, like, they're good, but we don't have, like, insane offense. We have very good economy, but we don't have, like, insane offense. But we should be okay overall. Yeah, we probably want the resin removal here. I guess. And then we'll skip those, because I don't need them. Definitely looting this. I don't actually have any equipment. Hammer version of the blades don't increase damage anymore, right? Yeah, unless I'm crazy, it does not contribute. These don't actually matter, but I'll take that anyways. I mean, at this point, I should just take the gold. It doesn't do anything for me. Take the draw. I'm gonna get the other one anyways. I think I'm going here for the dupe. And just making a third Greed Dragon. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. Yeah, we'll take Imbustible Wax, I think, so that Rector doesn't die as often. It sort of doesn't matter, because I kind of need him to die to refresh his health anyways. But, hey, unfortunately, those are worthless for me. I will do that, I guess. I will do that, and maybe take the Deepwood Oil. Hell Furnace number 2 doesn't help me. Spell Sanctum doesn't really help me. I could take an Inferno Room. Bloodthirsty Blade is way too late to be helpful. Do I care about the Inferno Room? I don't think I do. I'm gonna do this just so I can play it during deployment phase. And I think I just make another Greed Dragon. Or I make another Subsuming Blade. Actually, maybe do the Subsuming Blade. I think the 2 Greed Dragons is probably fine. So long as I'm juggling the Endless between them. Yeah, this is fine. We'll do that. And then let's remove probably the Draft now. Maybe the Tycoons, though I should have enough Ember to play them out, basically. And I'm going to get rid of a Brain Spike or 2, although I think they don't matter. But I also just have so much gold that none of this matters to me. I also don't really need the payoff either, though it's kind of cute. Whatever. Here we are. We'll see what we can do. With another blade, you can actually kill what's-his-face in the Pyre Room. Yeah, Dominion. I mean, that's not my biggest concern, but yes, I can do that. Okay, you go there, you're there, I guess, and then we play you, and it's fine. That's his face, Dominion. Yeah. Okay, so. I think what we're going to do is we're just going to kill you multiple times. Then play you out, which draws me the other one, which we're not going to play. And I'm actually kind of okay with you guys having the melee weakness, but I'll get rid of your melee weakness for now. And I'm going to just get rid of this. Why do I remember Savagery and Entropy but not Dominion? Couldn't tell you. Okay, so we always kill the sweepers. May as well kill you as well. Oh, then you don't have many lives left. I wish I'd hit you one more time last turn. Couldn't really have done so, but it would have been nice. Because then I could get more Horde this turn. Okay, well, you're coming out with only 6, but that's fine. Whatever, fine. Alright, so you're gonna kill him, that's fine, who cares? You go there. And then we kill you, we kill you. Okay, so now we can play you back out this turn. Unfortunately, you're going to end up with, like, 0 reanimate, which is a little annoying, but that's fine. Yeah, this doesn't do anything anywhere, but that's fine. Okay. I do wish I'd gotten, like, multi-strike for the Baron, but whatever. Okay, and then we have things to take care of everywhere, which is not a big deal. I'll just kill you. Do that. Then you come out, which draws us that, which I should have taken into account, but I didn't. Oh well, that's fine. I mean, overall, we're in good shape. My deck is a little awkward overall, but mostly it's just totally fine. Okay, so... so that's the ephemeral one. So we'll do that, and then kill you like normal. Yeah, I don't really do that. You're barely doing any damage to this guy, since he is the Titanite and all that jazz. We'll just go ahead and do things. It's a bit of a shame I'm not getting, like, more power on the Subsumed Blades. They're still okay. They're doing 100 damage each, which is not bad by any means. Oh, and I meant to do the resin removal on you. I kept thinking there was something I was supposed to use it on, and then I could not think what it was. But turns out it was the obvious target right there. But that's okay. We can do that. Quite kill you without great determination. I'll be honest, I for some reason thought that I hadn't procced the Ember Staff. And I guess I hadn't, but I thought I could proc the Ember Staff, I guess is the bigger problem. Either way, here we are. I extended Rector's Burnout, so then I wouldn't have 2 units competing. Oh, he didn't have Endless. I just killed my dude for no reason. Well, never mind. Fuck me. That was a much worse plan on my part. Well, that felt really dumb. Well, now things get a lot messier. My displeasure is immense. Also, I'm a little sad I never got Gel Transfuser. That would have been useful. Okay. So we are killing all of the enemies here, basically. Again, shouldn't have played the Vengeful Shard until later. Got carried away. Okay, so we get the kill here. Everything's fine. We just need to make sure I'm not taking damage from the Amalgams, which is very achievable. And then we'll just power up the blades a little bit more. Okay, yeah, mistakes were made, but ultimately we're fine. I just fucked up my own game plan a little bit. But here we are, especially with the, you know, 6 reanimate on the Guildmonger. We have a bunch of free blocking. And we'll do this. It would be nice to go into the Titan fight with full Horde, so I could play the Greed Dragons at max strength, but I don't know. I just want the thing. It doesn't take me that long to power them up, so it is what it is. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be that fast at killing either Savagery or Entropy. If I had Gel Transfuser, it would be a little better, maybe. Because then I could have the Pyrogel passing from one enemy to another. But even then, I'm not applying a lot of Pyrogel. Regardless, we'll make it work. So, Rector comes out first. Then you, then it doesn't matter tons, the rest of the order. Also, Savagery will fuck with the Reanimate a little bit, since he has Trample, and that kind of bypasses it, but nonetheless, here we are. Okay. I am going to shoot my own dude, even if it sort of causes problems. And by that I mean, it just means that Rector is going to get attacked. And I need to stop playing those literally every time. But that's okay. Alright, so you get Endless. And we'll hurt you a little bit more. Not even 2k gold. Poor. Yeah. I'm going to hold on to the payoff, I guess, because I will be taking fire damage, so I may as well. Okay, so we played that first. Then we cry. Yeah, we're gonna play you now. So you get the Endless before I do that. Okay, let's increase our horde a little bit. Yeah, I guess we'll do this here. doesn't matter too much. Okay, so we're at max horde now. Play that first. And then we start murdering some losers. I should definitely be doing the spell chain ones first, but I haven't been, and that's fine. Okay. And yeah, I don't need to worry about the minion, especially because my Pyre has much higher starting attack since we have all of the extra Horde relics as well. Since each one of the major boss relics gives extra attack. But I do need to worry about actually killing the others because I'm not that strong. Kind of. Like, I'm not gonna lose this fight by any means, but it is going to take me some doing to kill these guys. Although once the greed dragons die, I will be able to bring them back with much greater strength. So that's something. Unfortunately, I don't really want to play you first this turn. Okay, but now I can play him first. And then I play you. And then everything is good. Okay, we get rid of his rage because we're a jerk like that. And then we just shave off his health. We don't quite cleave through his HP, but we're almost there. Alright. So let's always get rid of the Curse of Entropy first. And then let's just get rid of some enemies. Yeah, and I haven't done the Ember Staff yet, so let's kill you so I can play you again at full strength. Maybe we'll kill you. And then just play the rest of this because we can. And look at us go. Dominion's almost dead. Savagery's dead. We're making good strides on Entropy now. We'll be in good shape. I do appreciate that my Subsuming Blades are meaningful participants in my deck. We are just killing this turn. Well, we're gonna do the payoff then, though it's a bit of a shame that I can't end at full HP. I wanted to do it next turn where I was going to kill with a Pyrolite, and so I could avoid taking the damage from Dominion on the same turn, but it's not a big deal. Anyways, here we are. So you're dead. And then we just beat him to death, and we took 3 damage total, and there we go. That was a long run, but it was fun. I'm glad that we got the Subsuming Blades powered up and participating, and there's a lot of cool things that lined up, like getting the Reanimate on the Guild Longer was very, very nice and pleasing for us. Alright. Another crown complete. Oh, come on. Cooperate, computer. There we go. They did the thing. They did indeed. Alright. Endless applied 53. It is weird that it, like, tracks that, because you're not really, like, applying Endless when you play a unit with Endless. I mean, like, it is being applied via the votive key, but it still is weird. It's not, like, a stat worth tracking. Anyways, just out of curiosity, what did the subsuming blades end at? 137, 164, 140, and 146. Yeah, they were pretty strong. Would have been nice if we had, like, more Pyrogel applications so we could have better utilized some of the things that we had. But overall, we were in great shape. Okay, that said, what are we playing next? Maybe Umbra. It's been a bit since we did Umbra. Looks like we have 3 Penumbra crowns, so we'll probably do Penumbra. And then maybe Tethys afterwards. Okay, let's do Penumbra. I was going to do Penumbra and Lazarus, but I think maybe we do Penumbra and Awoken. Umbra Remnant just sounds horrible. It's fine. It's not that bad, actually. Maybe I want to do Lazarus. Yeah, we'll do Penumbra Lazarus, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. That's what we're doing. Penumbra Lazarus. We're taking Secret Ingredient because it's just good. Like, again, Erratic Assistant, not a bad starter card, but the assistants do compete for space with, like, the morsels, and also Secret Ingredient is just very strong. So it's hard to choose them over that. Wing Spirit is awful. At least we have the one champion that maybe it's more relevant on, but it's awful. Space Prism makes me angry every time I see it. It's Alive is good, and Shadow Eater is fine. It's not terrible. And it is, in fact, fairly decent. It feels like it's been so long since I've seen Shadow Eater, which admittedly, I don't draft it often, and I don't go for Umbra banners with any regularity. So that's probably largely on me, but it still feels weird. At least not Entropy. Yeah, thank God it's not Entropy. Like, as much as I bash on Wing Spirit, it's still mostly just a normal play experience with a Pyre that's just bad. Entropy just makes me angry, because I really hate playing with it, even if it is stronger than Wing Spirit. So, I don't think we're going to take Surgeon Suture. It's okay. It's not really what I want. And it is a lot weaker when we don't have the Erratic Assistance. We are going to take the Pyre Sparks, and we'll see what we do with that. Well, isn't this a bundle of joy? I don't know. What the fuck am I doing with this? I think we're taking Monstrous, but it's hard to get Monstrous to do anything meaningful. And especially it angers me that it goes to 6 capacity at rank 3. And so you have to take capacity if you want to play it in deployment phase, because you can't use something like Space Prism for it. Oh, anyways, we'll take it for the trample. We'll see what happens. The Shadow Eater also makes the trample less relevant, since they'll be able to kill a lot of enemies before they get to that point. But here we are. And then I can't play the other one because God forbid Space Prism be allowed to do the things we want. Okay, admittedly, maybe should be taking red infusion, but we're going to take green because it's cute. Artek's best, you just put it on the floor for free and pretend it doesn't exist. Yeah, there's something deeply wrong when that is what people unironically say about Penumbra. And they're not wrong. Penumbra is bad. Alright, let's do the cute thing. We can reanimate, we blow him up. He still survives. We can blow him up again next turn because there's a 1-turn. Oh, it has 2-turn cooldown. Keep thinking that has a 1-turn cooldown, but this rarely actually matters. Yeah, we'll just give that to you, even though the lifesteal gets wasted. It's gonna go a little silly, but we're gonna do this, so then we can play you there and explode. And then we'll play that there, so we can kill that. And we'll just have you explode there. Like, we get a lot of damage that way, so I'll do it. Whatever, it's fine. Especially now that the game punishes you more for setting up top, Gorge is even harder to use. I would argue that Gorge is better than it used to be, because it's easier to be running more units, and so it's easier to just kind of fire and forget Penumbra up top. Excuse me. While you do other things and just send some morsels his way. And just in general, a single large hit is a lot more relevant in Monster Train 2 than Monster Train 1. It's still not incredible. It's fine, but it's not good, per se. But it is better than Monster Train 1. But that is a pretty low bar, because it was awful in Monster Train 1. And Penumbra is just remains probably my least favorite champion. I think we want Antumbra Assault here. Immortal Trade's okay, and Packed Morsels. Actually, we might want Packed Morsels. Also, what are we even up against? We're up against Dominion. I do miss the plus 30 upgrade for things like Antumbra Assault, because with it, I could use it to kill the Scourge enemies in that fight. But as is, even if I take double magic power upgrade, it can never reach that point. Okay, Monster Train 1, you don't like this champ. What is your least favorite Monster Train 2 champion? Well, let's take a look at that as a little detour. And consider for a moment. Fel is good, a little boring at times. Talos is pretty decent, also a little boring at times. Guild is okay, not my favorite. Of the Monster Train 2 champions, it's probably Gilda or Eka. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably Eka. Like, Luna is my least favorite in the new clans. I still like it a lot. I think all of the new clans are a lot of fun. But I think Luna's my least favorite, and Eka is, I don't know, not that engaging. I don't particularly like Silver Empress as a path. I think it serves a good role in the game, more or less. Though I think it needs, like, higher early game stats, since the trade-off between it should be upfront power versus, like, scaling power on the other two paths. and currently just doesn't have as much like HP as it probably should. But yeah, Ekka's probably my least favorite. It's either Ekka or Dune, I think. And like, again, Gilda is the other contender. She's fine. I think Guild Mother is a pretty boring path, but also compare Guild Mother, which has trample, high stats, and is large in capacity. Compare that to Monstrous Penumbra, which doesn't have that much higher stats. And the extra capacity on Penumbra makes it unwieldy. Because like Guildmonger, you don't have to take capacity to play. You can even still fit a 1 capacity unit, of which there are a couple of those in Pyreborn to begin with. Plus, you can like Smidge Stone something and play out anything alongside her. Like, it's just a way better version of Monstrous Penumbra. And it makes Monstrous Penumbra feel all the worse that it is as it is. Do you really dislike Penumbra more than Sentient from Awoken? Yeah. I don't like Sentient either. But Sentient is less unwieldy to use and at least can like sort of fit into decks. Whereas Penumbra is not like it doesn't really like mesh with anything else. Like, even if you're doing a Gorge-heavy, like, Morsel-heavy deck, having Penumbra means that you have to split your morsels between Penumbra and any, like, other unit that wants to be eating them. Which is fine. There are ways to generate plenty of morsels that you can do that. But, like, it's not interesting. He's not doing anything exciting with the morsels. If it was something like Penumbra... Like, every time Penumbra eats a morsel, every other Gorge unit on your train also procs their Gorge, or, like, procs their Gorge and gets the stats, or... You know, there are ways you can make Penumbra into a more exciting champion, and they have not done so. Like, Architect, as people have said, is good only because it essentially is a free space prism at rank 3. Monstrous Penumbra doesn't play well with anything because you can't fit anything else on the floor with it, and it doesn't scale well. It doesn't take morsels particularly well. It doesn't have enough defense to be meaningful. It doesn't have enough offense to be meaningful. And Gorge Penumbra just sits there and doesn't synergize with anything really. Next question, favorite champion for Monster Train 2? Favorite champion is going to be Lion's Mane, followed by Grail, probably. Although, like, I will admit that Grail gets a little stale sometimes, because he's a little samey. Mostly because it doesn't take a lot to get Grail rolling. And especially since he has the Erratic Assistance as his starter card, he is mostly online right from the beginning, so he gets a little samey that way, where you don't actually have to draft that many cards to get him going. So that's the only kind of like problem with him. Lion's Mane is also a little bit the same way, but I think they're both really cool champions. I really like Underlegion as a clan, and Lazarus, while I don't like their visual design, I think mechanically they're a very cool clan. So they're definitely my top 2. I don't understand why you need 2 champion upgrades on Penumbra to have the same effect as being able to give it a Smidge Stone. Yeah. I mean, like, the other part of it is you're, you know, giving it stats. But again, the, like, 100 attack, 40 HP Penumbra really doesn't matter. I'm not, like, happy about that. Like, it's fine. 100 damage is nothing to sneeze at. But for my champion, I want my champion to do something exciting that the rest of my clan can't do without that champion. And Penumbra is the antithesis of that, which is why it drives me crazy. So, because, like, in my mind, a champion should meaningfully impact how you are playing the run, or at least give you options to potentially build around. Obviously, you're not always going to build heavily into your champion for one reason or another, but your champion should give you a new axis to, like, consider. And Penumbra doesn't do that. Penumbra just kind of sits there being just a thing that exists. And I find that very unsatisfying. Anyways, all that said, what am I actually taking here? I lean towards taking Antumbra Assault. Packed Morsels is also pretty decent. Especially if I build into the Shadow Eater and Penumbra over time. I'm just going to take the Packed Morsels, I guess. Forevermore Serum is good because turns out Reanimate is just very strong. Twisted Assistant is probably the take here. Obviously, I don't have anything that utilizes it very well at the moment. Penumbra already has Trample. Obviously, the Rage on Strike is good, but don't really need the Twisted Assistant for that. And then the Shadow Eater obviously can use Twisted Assistant. Mostly it's not helpful. But I could, of course, take a Lazarus unit and then take the Twisted Assistant, and it's pretty good. I kind of want to try to use Umbra units on this run, but also turns out Umbra units are bad. And then Potion Kid is not very exciting. We'll take the Twisted Assistant, I guess, and go from there. We're going to go here. I wish there was a deployment stone to put on non-banner units. I hear people say that all the time, and I understand the sentiment, but I try to push back on that pretty hard. I don't think there should ever be a thing like that. I think there is... Monster Train already gives you a lot of tools to, have control, strong control over your deck. Removals are a lot more plentiful than in, Slay the Spire. There are ways to dupe things. The way the upgrade system works, being modular, is very free-form and allows you to do a lot of powerful, cool things and turn, any card into something cool. So you already have a lot of control over your deck. And especially with Deployment Phase, you even have more control than you did in Monster Train 1. And I think there's some value in not making everything about the game deterministic. And so, I think it's fine for there to be, the need to consider that you might not draw your, Twisted Assistant on turn 1. Or that you might have to utilize some of these spells like Spare Parts. Why does that not show up under this? Scrap for Parts. That's why, because I spelled it wrong. Anyways, utilize things like Scrap for Parts, or Channel Song, or Prism Retrieval, or, why can't I think of the name of the Pyreborn card that does that? Soldier of Fortune. I kept wanting to say Mercenary, because that's a synonym for Soldier of Fortune. Knew it was the wrong name. But anyways, there are a lot of things that the game already has built into it to help you draw your non-banner units and work around the fact that they don't have deployable. Anyways, point is, rant aside, I don't think it's a thing that should be in the game. Though I do obviously get the sentiment for why people want. Anyways, we're making this remove consume. I would like to do a holdover. I cannot afford to do that. And by that I mean I can't. I don't have enough gold if I reroll, so we're not going to try. I'm not going to take any of the rest of these. And we're just going to leave that, I think. Yeah, so... this is a thing. So the Pagan Cushion is bad for us because we only have one equipment. It's overall a decent unit to utilize the Twisted Back, kind of. Test Subject Alpha is a very good unit to use the Twisted Back. I feel a little guilty and bad just taking Test Subject Alpha here, but it's probably the correct choice. Specifically, I kind of want to build into Morsels and, use the Shadow Eater and all that. But, I could also just take Test Subject Alpha and live a life of joy and plenitude. So we're going to do that. And I'm still going to be using the Shadow Eater for the time being anyways. But we live for Jank, not pain. Alright, so you go there, and then we'll take the damage from this. Also, already forgot that I have a Winged Spirit. It is so inconsequential to me. And I guess we'll do that there. It doesn't matter a ton, but anyways. We're killing those guys. Admittedly, by killing things with the Shadow Eater, we are giving to Subject Alpha less targets to rage upon. Well, we're still gonna do it like this. I think we want to play you out as a way to kill the upcoming guy. Is that the power you forget the most? Yeah. Admittedly, it's also I'm not clicking it right now because it doesn't matter. But yeah, 100% is the pyre I forget the most. Okay, not the worst time for packed morsels. Yeah, it doesn't actually do all that much damage to him, but fine. Yeah, I don't actually want to kill you this turn. So to win with Penumbra, all you need to do is put Twisted back onto Test Subject Alpha. Yeah, more or less, sadly. Alright, anyways, let's do this correctly where I don't blow that guy up. Oh, I'm sorry. I also did this wrong. I mean, it doesn't matter, but, like, I spaced out that I meant to play out the Spear Steward first, because I can just play him, explode him, get 49 damage, and then do the same thing that I was doing. Because I have enough Ember for all of it, I just need to actually do that. And then we do this, and then we do that, and then you eat a morsel and no one cares. Okay, unfortunately, you have so little attack that while it takes forever for you to die, it doesn't mean anything. I almost played that on the wrong unit. There we go. And just for good measure, have some morsels, my dude. Ta-da! What a thrilling exchange. Okay, we are not taking any of these. I mean, engine upgrade is technically usable for me, but, like, why? Because mostly what I care about when I take the extra Ember is I mostly care about the deployment Ember. Still kind of want to take it just to put like deploy or intrinsic on, but I'm pretty confident I'm not actually going to want to use it. I don't know. Let's skip it. I'm not going to take a Twisted Assistant. I already have one. I mean, it's not terrible to have two of them, because it means that I'll draw into them faster, which is not bad. And I maybe am talking myself into taking a second one. The Sanguine Assistant is okay. It's not amazing, but it does sort of work with Penumbra. Also sort of works with the Shadow Eater. Part of the problem is that, like, it doesn't matter. Eventually, enemies are gonna get strong enough that I will still die despite the lifesteal. Especially since Corruption Seraph Dominion is just going to stack so much corruption on them that it doesn't matter how much HP they have. And so I'm going to need to have a different, defensive option anyways. Like, I'm gonna have to use Reanimate or Damage Shields, both of which are just dramatically better. Which is partly why I almost never take Sanguine Assistant. Again, it's kind of okay right now. I don't know, fuck it. We're just taking another Twist Assistant. I think we're going here. Though I do kind of want to go to the Merchant of Arms. Though that would be mostly just looking for, like, Bloodthirsty Blade to try to power it up early. But, like, we don't get another Merchant of Steel for a long time. So I think I'm gonna go here to look for, like, multi-strike and stuff. Morsel Maker's kind of cute. The problem is I don't have the Ember to utilize it well right here. But, like, it's vaguely helpful with Penumbra. It is going to fail me later, but I don't know. I'll take it. I am not convinced by that choice, but hey. The Titanite does not matter a ton. It sort of works with Shadow Eater, but I don't think that's worth my gold. Could just do Large Stone on you, which I think is what we are going to do. Causes some issues, but hey. Fine. I don't know. Not totally sold on that. Do I want Wrath on you? Kind of, though I think mostly it's not enough. Advance, restore to full health, gain armor equal to amount healed. I don't know, fuck it. We're doing that. It's a little weird, but it allows us to have slightly better setup for Relentless. I guess. The Siphon's not great, but fine. Okay, so I guess we're going to set up like this. God, he's so huge. Yep, you're gonna go there. You're gonna go there, and then I don't have... I already forgot what your ability was. Anyways, I don't have enough Ember for other things. God, you're so ugly. I mean, I should be doing the mix. 100%. Because I should be looking for red to put damage shields on. And so we're going to do that. Because that is a lot more important to me. Also, we're going to get rid of that because I can. Okay, we're going to give you the damage shields because we just talked about how we want damage shields. And then we're going to do this because we just want to make you stronger and whatever. Also, the lifesteal is sort of useful. It's not really relevant because I already have the full heal from the Winged Spirit if I really wanted it. And with, you know, Archeon getting as strong as he's going to get, the health is not as relevant as you might think. Yeah, the Twist Assistant is not terribly useful here. I guess I'm going to play that out for later. I mean, we should already have the win, basically. Like, our test subject alpha is pretty strong. Whatever, that's fine. Thought about moving out front to take the hit, but I didn't, and that's okay. We should have the win regardless. And if I really need to, I could also do other things. Yeah. Anyways, point is, I've got abilities, I've got things, doesn't matter, we've got damage shields, and we hit for a pretty hefty amount. And that's what we need. How thrilling. Okay, we're gonna take Minds of Their Own. I do also like the Furnace Tap, but Minds of Their Own is a little less cumbersome for us, kind of. It also does make that engine upgrade that I passed on earlier more useful. What are you doing, Cat? Just like ran past me and then skidded across the floor and turned around and meowed at me. But whatever, fine, here we are. Yeah, pretty sure we want the Amber. Especially with Minds of Their Own. Well, we're going here. Yeah, holdover, intrinsic. It's pretty beautiful. The problem is that we don't have... Like, we're gonna struggle with the Twisted Assistant a little bit. But that is still the right thing for us to take. Yeah, Makeshift Golem is not important here. And we're gonna take Glutton because I don't want Monstrous, and Glutton at least sort of does something for us. Okay, I do need better defense overall, but we are sort of looking good. Yeah, I actually should have set up differently, I guess, but that's fine. Something reanimate. I mean, that is more or less the general game plan. Oh, oh no, I do want the Shade Splitter this turn. I was thinking that I maybe should have done the Steward here, because I had enough capacity with the Space Prism so long as I did it before the Twist Assistant, and I could have shaved off 50 HP. But I didn't. And if we weren't up against the invasions, or specifically this invasion, I would have set him up on mid-floor to better catch these dudes. Okay, so now we don't get the sap from that guy, and we're overall a lot stronger. Penumbra and the Shadow Eater both have a lot of corruption on them, but fine. Okay, we're gonna greed so we can kill that. We don't... Like, it doesn't change things too much. We weren't killing this guy either way. And it's not that much pyre damage overall, so, you know, it's a thing. I guess I should probably set this up. Since I don't have defense. Technically, I've got a little bit of lifesteal now. Okay. Okay, we're totally fine. Also, by putting a morsel in front, I block a little bit more of the sap. It does not matter. Here we are. And Penumbra would be able to finish him off on top floor if I needed to, but we're good. Ajax is just by far the most threatening to decks that are relying on a lot of low attack units. Like, he can be a big problem for decks, but for a deck like this, it's not a huge deal. His damage output is not that strong. I kind of want the engine upgrade. I think I maybe do take that, though I need to find, like, intrinsic for it. Puffer Flesh is cute, not at all applicable to my need. Surgical Strike, likewise, is not particularly necessary. Wait, is Crucible Extension just a shitty Space Prism? Crucible Extension is a repeatable Space Prism, because it doesn't have Consume, though it doesn't cost 0. The problem is that, who cares? Like, it's not playable during deployment, and you don't really need that much capacity. Or if you do need capacity, you probably needed it during deployment. And so, what the fuck? There's just basically no reason to take it. There was very little reason to take it in Monster Train 1, but there at least was some reason to take it there. But in Monster Train 2, like, if they're a way to bypass the 7-unit limit, or, like, if morsels didn't count towards that, or if there were some things in Umbra that let you bypass that specifically, or if there were units that actually, like, scaled on capacity in Umbra, sure, all of that would matter, but it doesn't. So, like, technically it's vaguely useful with Overgrowth Carapace, the thing that makes a unit larger each turn and gives it stats, but there's already a limit to how large units can get, and so as long as you have at least one extra capacity, that will still keep triggering every turn. Anyways, the point is, not actually a relevant card. Surgical Strike was a maybe there, but ultimately I just chose not to. Yeah, we're gonna go here. The removals are good. I don't know what I would dupe. Commemorative Spike is worth taking. The fact that it doesn't generate the morsel until after deployment phase is real huge. This went from being a terrible artifact in Monster Train 1 just because of how it fucked with your floors to being actually pretty okay. Like, the +9/+9 is not amazing, but it helps you utilize any, like, Gorge things turn 1, and more to the point, if you see Shroud Spike, I keep wanting to call it Shadow Spike. If you get Shroud Spike, it is way more easy to utilize with this. Anyways, we're taking that. It's potentially going to be very good for us. Might end up being pretty meaningless, but The fact that the morsel doesn't block your capacity, basically, is pretty relevant. Hello, Ashiaka, how you doing? I think we're just getting rid of 2 stewards to start. There are other things I would like to get rid of, but, like, technically other things are relevant to me. I'm very tired. Heat makes it hard to sleep. Understandable. I'm just in general tired today. Well, that is sort of my own fault. I guess what's minus cost? A secret ingredient? That is not at all what I want. I mean, I could minus 2 something and then remove it, but I don't care that much. Minus 1 ember per turn is a little painful, but we should be able to manage. Okay, and I guess you go on mid floor, and that's what we got. Yeah, like, I need to play him out, so that's what we got. Not particularly exciting, but fine. And then my next turn is basically spoken for, but we're at least pretty strong. And we may as well blow you up because you're going to do a lot more work for me that way. Okay. Well, I need to play this still, because otherwise I'm not getting the kills. I should have played the lifesteal one there. And sadly, we're not quite killing here, even though it's very close. But, alas. Let's do the engine upgrade so I at least have a little more freedom. Oh, I should have done on top floor though, because I don't need to worry about my top floor capacity since it's already full. Well, so be it. Here we are. I'll just play that out. We don't really need the Twist Assistant. Okay. This is more or less expected. In a somewhat concerning way. Yeah, unfortunately, the lifesteal doesn't help me. But yeah, turns out I actually should have played out the Twist Assistant because it would have bought me a little bit more time on this. Okay, the Unstable does help. Oh, whoops, wrong order. I forgot that I reduced the capacity on this floor, so I don't have space to play out the Steward after playing out the Morsel. Doesn't matter. Oh, this does matter, though. I'm sorry. Let's do this in the order that I originally actually did it in. Because I didn't mean to fuck that up, and it is actually important to me that I have the Unstable. Almost did it again. Okay. Anyways, unfortunately, he still does have a lot of Reanimate. But I do have enough to kill him here. Partly because the Unstable is taking off an extra charge every turn. But also, I have a decent amount of HP, and there we go. So, how wonderful. No, I don't think I want the Cannibalize. It's kind of cute, but mostly not helpful. It's technically maybe useful for me, but It's really hard to say that that is truly the case. I'm gonna skip it. Acid shower is not bad, kind of. Hey, thanks for resubscribing, Ashaka. I think I accidentally missed a month or maybe 2 of yours. I've been really caught up in other things. And, apologies if I did forget. But regardless, thank you for resubscribing. I really appreciate it. We maybe should take the surgical strike. I know I passed one earlier. Okay. I will maybe take it. Fine. I'll take it. It's not exactly what I want. There are a number of trinkets that would be appealing to me. But I'm going to go here. Especially because if we get multi-strike, that's great. Also, the healing is not unwelcome. Damage shield, I would put on you if I could. Could do this, but also does it really matter? I guess so. Okay, and then multi-strike is real good for us in general, but especially since we have the minds of their own. It's quite nice. I guess I'm gonna get rid of these. I would like to get rid of the shade splitters, but they're like technically sort of useful for me right now. But I think we're still gonna get rid of some of them, just so I can increase the chance that I draw the Twisted Assistant turn 1. Okay. So, you're going there. You are not quite strong enough to kill the cherubs on your own yet. But hey. The It's Alive does get us to that threshold, though, and that is what we care about. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care about that. If I had more to maybe root this guy, I would care, but I don't. Unfortunately, I did not get the Twisted Assistance. I'm still on the hook there. I have decent attack, though, so I'm still killing most things. And I do actually have enough to play with the Calcified Ember, which I really thought I wasn't going to. Unfortunately, I'm going to play out the Minds of Their Own again, even though it doesn't actually do anything for me yet, but I really don't want to pass on it. Yeah, not what I meant to do. Okay, I guess we do that, and then we continue wasting this. I really need to replace this mouse. I know I keep saying that like literally every day that we do this, but hey. Unfortunately, he got damage shields again, which is a problem, because it means that then this gets blocked. I could sort of fix it by moving you up front. I was trying to avoid that, though, for a variety of reasons. Could also give you the spikes. Yeah, we'll do that. So then I don't have to fuck with that as much. But yeah, not drawing the Twisted Assistant in a reasonable time frame is a big problem for me. Which is partly why I was considering looking for like Bloodthirsty Blade instead. So I'd be less vulnerable to this sort of thing. Okay, I'm going to play like that so I have a little bit of a buffer. So that once we go into Relentless soon, I'll have a unit to block for him for a turn. Because I do good damage, but my defense is still relatively poor. Although I did consider that this might happen. Yeah, we'll give you the lifesteal. It's actually pretty useful there. Because you have taken quite a beating. I just want damage shields. Okay, we should be in good shape overall. Yep, it's a little close, but not close enough that it matters, and it's going to look a lot less close in a moment. I mean, none of this really matters. Excuse me. Anyways, yeah, none of that matters. Here we go. And again, we still have Penumbra up top if we really needed him. Come on, give me like a Shroud Spike. Yeah, it's not a Shroud Spike. Brain Transfer, it's kind of cute, but no. We're gonna take draw, I guess, because it is helpful. And we're gonna go here for a variety of things, mostly looking for intrinsic spell chain. Also, I put remove consume on that pack of morsels way back when, and it has never mattered. We'll do that, I guess, and give you the magic power just in case. Okay, so that's kind of cute. It doesn't totally solve my needs in life, but it's kind of cute. Pretty sure we're not pivoting onto that Bloodthirsty Blade with this long to go. Boiler Room is a maybe. But no, we'll just skip that. Glutton 2, because I can't handle Monstrous. Yeah, this is the concerning part. Actually, let's do it like this, where we put you on bottom floor, although I'm not really certain about that choice. Yep, unfortunately, the sweep dudes will kill the morsels for the most part. Anyway, so we do this. We can kill you at least. And then give you the extra capacity, I guess. Okay. I was hoping for Root. The damage doesn't matter here, he's just gonna heal back to full. But hey. Okay, so here's the Twisted Assistant. That's something. And if I can get rooted, which I didn't, okay. Well, that would have been nice. Yeah, that's a disappointment for sure, but alright. And like, I could have killed these guys, but I think it's actually better to leave them so that there are more enemies for test subject Alpha to attack into. Since he'll now get the Rage on strike. Okay. It's not enough, but it is less damage that I take, so that's something. Yeah, and unfortunately I don't get the Collector either. It's very close to not letting him escape, but not quite. Yeah, let's start building up the red for the damage shields. I think it was a Thane, which you should be pretty okay against. I guess we'll give that to you, and by that I mean let it die there. Okay, and the existence of our dude is preventing us from taking a bunch of damage from the amalgams, which is partly why I was okay setting up like this. I was hoping that we would be able to catch the first guy rather than letting him through, but not quite. I guess we're going to do this, even though we are sort of depriving ourselves of a little bit of scaling. Also, I still have not used Wing Spirit a single time. I haven't needed to. It's been irrelevant to me. Okay, I will say the intrinsic spell chain engine upgrade is actually doing some good work for me. Mostly because I have the holdover Minds of Their Own. If I didn't have that, like, the extra Ember would largely be irrelevant. But with that, it's nice. I'm going to take the amalgam damage here. We knew that was going to happen, more or less, so whatever. But hey. Thanks for the follow, by the way. I may as well do Wing Spirit. Doesn't really help. In fact, it actually is probably worse because it then means that it lives longer to hit into this and make a Thane stronger. It's not really important to us since we're going to have a bunch of damage shields anyways. And we're playing the Infusion now so that I don't give spikes to a Thane by playing it here. Okay. I technically could create morsels and all that, but it doesn't matter. We do a lot of damage as is. And we have a decent amount of damage shields, so. Although I should have checked, there isn't a Merchant of Magic, so the chance that we draw that turn 1 is actually pretty low. Oh well, that's fine. Maybe technically could have used the Replicator Ray, though it's questionable. Regardless, we're going here. Not important. I could do another large stone. But yeah, I didn't get what I was excited for there. It's maybe still worth taking the Pyrostone housing anyways. But I don't know what I would actually want to get. Couldn't you have given quick to the test subject? I could, but test subject alpha already has quick, so. Dualism for the rage scaling. Fair point. Did forget that that would be pertinent. So yeah, we'll do that. That is not the right shop. I guess technically we've got 20 gold to give something something. Sure, have reanimate, who cares? And then we're gonna dupe the mines of their own, and we're gonna hope that we draw Shroud Spike turn 1, kind of. I don't know. I really didn't plan out the Shroud Spike as well as I should have. It's fine. Here we are. Whatever. But if I don't get turn 1, it's a lot less useful. Okay, we are setting up on mid-floor with you, even though it does fill me with great sorrow and despair that we're not going to be killing off the Scourge dudes early. Also, yes, I'm aware that I don't have the Ember for these on turn 1. If I'm playing anything else, that's fine. So be it. I don't actually need to do these, because they're dying anyways from the eating, but meh. Okay, well, we'll play one of those. And I guess I'm gonna do this, because building up to handle the corruption is probably relevant to me. Unfortunately, the Shroud Spike ended up being largely inconsequential, but whatever. Especially since I have removed basically all of my morsels generation things from the deck. But we're at least going to do this so that we can mitigate some problems. Yeah, I get the stupid Scourge cards. No one loves them. Yeah, there's no way that well, I can do Wing Spirit, I guess. Yeah, fuck it. I don't know. It's not probably what I should do. Whatever. Fine. But yeah, I am worried about the corruption buildup, but I also do have pretty decent damage scaling. So maybe it will be okay. We basically just need to stack up damage shields and just roll with it. Yeah, it's you that I would really like to stop. Well, I can play one of those, but I can't play the other, sadly. Alright, but I can cleave through enemies, and my beautiful little morsels can block a little bit of the corruption for me. And give me those sweet, sweet damage shields. Also, I totally meant to play the It's Alive first, and I didn't. So, that happened. I don't actually need to kill these. I've already got corruption on my dude, so it doesn't really change anything, but here we are. Okay, anyways, we're already doing like 800 or 600 damage here, plus the damage we already dealt earlier in the turn. So, like, we're not in bad shape. I do sort of regret taking the Shroud Spike, but fine. May as well at least play that on him, I guess. And he procs the reanimate, which is a little sad, but it is what it is. Okay, let's give you a little bit higher attack before we do this. It's not quite enough to kill him, but it's good. And then we'll keep you alive, I guess, for no real reason. And then we just don't take damage. Unfortunately, I'm not actually using the second Minds of Their Own that I made, but... it is what it is. Also, yeah, I shouldn't actually do that, but here we are. I'm getting carried away. Okay. I don't actually need to play those because the moment I play this, he dies. And so the Scourges would never trigger no matter what. Anyways, Wings Spirit remains worthless for me. I've used it, I think, twice. And they basically neither mattered. But, made it to the end of the run. We should be in good shape. Okay. Most of my units are just kind of going to die on this fight, but whatever. We got plenty of HP, and we got stuff and things. I think we just let the one of the Minds of Their Own go. Maybe not. We'll do it. I'll have more Ember next turn. Although it does slow down my draw. Oh, and I sort of remembered why I didn't totally want to set up here. But here we are. Yeah, we're going to do this in different order. I'd rather take Entropy than Wing, and that says so much about how useful it is. At least you can use normal undrafted cards like Sacrifice or Resurrection with Entropy. Nah. Entropy is miserable. There's some people who like it, but I find it pretty disappointing to use. Yeah, technically that's not actually useful for me, but here we are. So it'd be an extra 16 damage on these guys. I'm just not going to worry about it. I would like them to die, and I probably should have set you up on mid-floor, which I had originally sort of planned to do, and then I didn't do it for whatever reason. Just give you slightly more HP, I guess. I do need to be giving you damage shields or some better way to survive, because I haven't really done so. Well, we let you sacrifice yourself more or less, so then you can kill them and prevent them from escaping. I think we want to do the secret ingredient, because you're in very dangerous shape right here. And if test subject alpha dies, I lose, and that would be very bad. Okay. Well, can't play with the Pyrolite, which is a bit of a shame, but whatever. I should still have enough time for it to work. I also probably don't need both of these each turn now. Yeah, I really don't. Also keep forgetting that I have Versatile Ember Staff. And by that I mean, I definitely could have procced the Versatile Ember Staff, but I just played that slightly differently, and then I would have had enough Ember for everything. But I didn't do that, and that was a mistake. This is concerning to say the least. I mean, I think I still win like this, concerning though it is. Yeah, the problem is that he has trample and he just cleaves through all of my shitty little blockers. Well, yeah, we're fine. It looks scary, but we're fine. Because it doesn't matter. We have the health for it. And we just need to play out the Pyrolite, and then he'll die, and we're good. No unit win. I mean, it's not no units. It's dead units. Which is a very different story. But we got there. And that was even without playing the Pyrolite on at least one of the turns. Maybe two of them. Woo! Another win, and Penumbra totally contributed to the deck. I mean, like, he caught a couple units here and there, but, like, really was not a major component of our success. Alright. 140. Last 40 crowns to go. How exciting. I mean, we're getting there. It's not that far away now. But, oh boy. Okay. So, I think I'm gonna do Tethys. That's not true. I was looking at this the opposite way. I'm doing Soul Guard next, I think. Because Tethys only has 1 crown left. I thought it was Tethys had 2, Soul Guard had 1, but it's exactly the opposite, so. I think that's what we're doing. Obviously we still have a lot of Awoken left. We got a lot of Hellhorn left. We've been closing the gap on Remnant, but those are still our top 3 clans. The Monster Train 2 clans we're mostly done with. I think each of them only has not quite 2 left. Under Legion has a bit more, because we still have 3 crowns left with Bullet. I keep forgetting about that. I should kind of want to play Bullet instead, but let's just play... Yeah, let's do Bullet and Awoken. Why not Awoken Remnant? I just don't feel like it right now. We already did our Remnant run earlier, and we haven't done anything with Under Legion yet tonight. I think I said Bullet Awoken. Is that correct? Yes, that is what I said, because the only other options are Umbra, which we just did, or Pyreborn, which is fine, but we've already done tonight. So, do I want Restores? Not really, because they're bad. Technically, they're vaguely useful with Under Legion because of the Propagate. Also, Bullet kind of can utilize the regen. But I think we just want the Root Seeds. Do you need the victory with both champs from a clan, or only one champ per clan? We need it with both champions. If you look at the list, there are 2 crowns for each of these banners, and that is to denote that one of them is with the primary champion, and the other is with a secondary champion. It does not matter which of the 2 allied clan starters there are. It just matters that we did it with that clan. But yeah, that's how we arrive at 180 crowns, and if they ever add another clan, it adds a whole lot more. If they add more than that, it adds even more than that. I think it's what, like another 20 crowns if they add a single clan. That sounds right. Anyways, I think we're taking Root Seeds. We're definitely doing... Yeah, here we are. Either way, I'll be back in one quick moment, and then we'll actually do the run. Alright, I have returned, and let's actually evaluate what I've got now. Don't love Malika's, but fine, at least it's not Entropy. Rot is good, but a bit unwieldy. Razor Sharp Edge is fine, and Puffball's pretty good. Definitely pretty strong early. I don't really care about Purified Soul Shard. It's vaguely useful. It's not amazing. I think we're taking Footstool. Even though Footstool is always a little annoying that it doesn't do anything now. I mean, like, technically you can start with rooms. We didn't start with one. But we'll take it. And especially since we are up against Entropy, getting, like, Inferno Room would be really solid. Getting Zone of Silence would be pretty good. Also works great into Kale, obviously. I'm really looking forward to them doing other bosses eventually. I mean, I like the bosses that are in this game, more or less. I mean, I think Kale's a bit too binary, but, like, they're still cool bosses. But, like, man, do I look forward to them maybe doing secondary bosses like Arcus and Fel. Not Arcus and Fel. Arcus and Talos were in Monster Train 1. Also, I really want... I know he's in an event, but I kind of want them to bring Arcus back in a more meaningful way. He was a cool boss, and sad to see him not in the game when so many of his friends are doing more meaningful things. Anyways, we're taking a Hiveminder. It is the correct choice. Headsman is fine. It's fairly underwhelming, but we're just going to do this. Especially since we already have the Puffball to kind of carry us through the early game. We'll just instead focus on rallying Bolette a little bit in the meantime. Could be cool having Argus unlocked to be playable in some way after successfully completing the event once. Yeah, like, the only real way that it would make sense for him to be playable is if he is a champion as, like, a third champion for Banished, or if he is the champion for a new clan. And I don't know what new clan he could potentially be, unless they do, like, a Redeemed Angel clan. And, like, if they made him a third champion of Banished, I would love that, don't get me wrong. But that would be committing to a huge amount of work, since they would need to be giving, you know, a new champion to every single clan, which is a lot of work. Anyways, we're just going to try to do the rallying. That is the primary thing we're doing here. Sadly, can't get that. I can't play out the Rot. So, here we are. Yeah, we're not getting the kill. I'm taking a bit of damage. Also, unfortunately, I can't play with the Spear Steward behind Bolette here because the Fungi takes up one capacity. Had I drawn them in the other order, I could have, but I didn't. So, here we are. At least we're to a point where we get the kill on him now. And he at least has a decent amount of decay on him. I'm being a little greedy by not playing out like the Razor Sharp Edge, but I think we're okay. Especially because he's had time for the decay, or the rage to wear down. Alright, there we go. We just barely make it. And we got an okay amount of rallying. It definitely was not as much as it could have been if we had skipped the trial, since the trial really cut into our ability to play cards, unsurprisingly. Well, fuck me, because I do want all of these. Unfortunately, Malika, once again, gives me upgrades I don't give a shit about. If these were reversed, I would at least appreciate the Holy Stone on the spawning pods, but I'd... Oh, no, never mind. I was looking at these wrong. I was thinking that this was the consume one, and this was not the consume one. Okay, never mind. They're at least in the right spot. We'll take Dig Deep. I don't love it, but fine. So, Loam Coat. I mean, yeah, I considered the Loam Coat, but here we are. Loam Coat is very good, and it's very nice on the Fungi. The problem with it is that you can't do it during deployment unless you have very specific circumstances, because you don't generate Fungi until turn 1. It's still very good, though, and would be very good on the Puffball. Like, don't get me wrong. But I wanted to get more rallying. The problem is that I don't know if we're going to be offered Trample later. And if we aren't offered Trample, then we sort of got problems. Obviously, we can maybe get, like, a Spore Launcher or something else to mitigate those problems. And the Puffball does help. but we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Anyways, do I want any of these? I kind of want the Glimmer as a way to do some backline access. Mostly I don't. I think the Wildwood Sap is probably worth taking, even though the Calcified Ember makes me cry. It might not be relevant later, but right now it is relevant. Okay, we're going here. Even though I don't have a whole lot of money. I mean, the small puffball is kind of cute, but we'll take the cluster kernel. Alright, I'm gonna do that. I'm not wild about it. It's fine. And then this we're going to give to the Rot so I can play it more easily. And that's what we got. And we're just gonna focus on rallying Bullet for the time being while the Puffball does his thing. There we go. Sometimes you just take damage from the Vengeful Shard. We do have the Holy Stone, so, you know, we're taking a little less damage now. This is going to feel really silly, but we're doing it anyways. I did not want to let the Collector go, and so even though the Rod is massively overkilling it, it is what happens. And I would like to get rid of the Calcified Ember, but too bad. I really wanted to draw the Wildwood Sap earlier. But, alas, we didn't. Unfortunately, he doesn't survive long enough to kill the backliner. But I guess we will kill him now. Yeah, 14 regen. I know it's ticking down, but 14 regen should be enough to get the kill here. Yeah, and if we really need to, we could also do the Rot, but we're fine. Ta-da! Okay. Why? I mean, I do want to proliferate. I think we're taking the Lone Coat because it's just good for me. Restoration Detonation mostly makes me angry. It's sort of fine, but we're going to skip. So I might want to go here looking for Void Armament. On the other hand, Merchant of Magic lets me maybe do, like, Intrinsic or Holdover on that, which is pretty good. Probably the better play. Also, I don't have a room, which I did forget about. Okay, let's actually go here. Grow room doesn't matter that much to me. Overgrowth Carapace is a no. Like, Bloodthirsty Blade is cute, but it is not the high quality thing we need in our life. Okay. We'll take that. Unfortunately, I A, did that in the wrong order, and B... Ooh, interesting. I don't have enough to... I don't have enough to make it deployable, sadly. I think we probably want to do this. Because it makes it much easier to play out the Void Armament on turn on deployment. It's not helpful now, but I will do it. Anyways, it does feel bad to be 1 or 10 gold off from what I want, but fine. Mushy Room. It's not my ideal, but I'm still gonna take it, I guess. The knockback's a bit awkward for me, but it is what it is. So, we're doing that. We're doing that. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Whatever. I'm gonna not play out the Shield Steward. Because if I do play it here, then it causes issues with him. Like, knocking them into their wrong position. Also, unfortunately, the Ember Drain does cause issues for us, where I don't get to play out the... whatever I'm trying to say. I don't get to play out the regen like I wanted. We are going to rot you, and then just keep rallying as much as we can. Oh god, he's basically dead. I was hoping to draw the Loam Coat this turn. Well, you're dead. I was going to try to save you with a Loam Coat, but whatever, fine. We'll do this instead. I don't love you being in the back right now, but fine. We are going to avoid playing the Void Armament, because he might just die. I mean, I could give the Loam Coat to Bolette, but I could also not do that. Yeah, we'll give you regen, though it shouldn't matter too much. Also, the Mushy Room is doing pretty good work for us. Obviously, it'd be a lot better if we had ways to propagate the sap, or if we had a second Mushy Room. But hey. And we take a little bit of damage because we didn't kill him. Whatever, that's fine. Alright. I'm gonna skip out in the one rally to get rid of that. And we beat him to death. Remove Consume Awoken Rail Spike is not bad. Tome of Evergrowth is pretty solid, though. Intrinsic Tome of Evergrowth. Yeah, I mean, I'll take that. I am not taking an Avarice Kernel. In fact, I'm taking none of those. I'm probably taking Ember, and by probably I mean I'm taking Ember. I don't really have gold here, though there are some nice things I could pick up. Nonetheless, let's go here. Okay. Well, I mean, I do want Hiveminder too. I just really want Trample later as well. Hall of Mirrors. Well, isn't that interesting? Do I actually want Hall of Mirrors? Probably not. It's kind of cute, but it is messy as fuck. Because it means I can't use the Cluster Kernel with Bolette. And I'd have to take extra... No, I don't have to take extra capacity. I'd have to take extra capacity if I want to use the Cluster Kernel with Bolette. I think that's just not really feasible. If this were a different champion, like Madam Lion's Mane, that'd be a lot more appealing. But we're just not going to worry about that. think I may be willing to take another mushy room, though. Yeah. Fine. There's a good chance it doesn't really matter, but I will take it nonetheless. And we'll give you dualism, I guess. And Titanite. So you give off way more decay, and you survive a lot more easily. The Mind's Ember hurts, but at least I have the extra Ember to compensate some. I don't know if I've been remembering to play this in the right order, but so be it. Unfortunately, the Ember Drain is still going to hurt, but whatever. Okay, so you're going to just regen and sap yourself. Because I don't actually want to sap these guys at the moment. And putting the extra regen on you means that you're effectively immortal, and you will just kill every... Well, I mean, you're going to kill a lot of enemies, you're going to kill the boss eventually. Well, sadly, this is the only way that I get that. I miss out on a lot of other stuff, but that's fine. Essentially, he is taking care of us for the time being, and Bolette will take care of us later. Although I do wish that you had more HP, but that is also sort of what the loam coat is for. But at the moment, I'm giving the loam coat to the fungi so that we can propagate more. Yep, unsurprisingly, you get the kill because you're a little gross. Like, as long as they don't kill him in a single combat, he just heals almost back to full. And the amount of decay he's giving off, especially because they all have multi-strike, is a lot. And especially because decay is at a 3-to-1 rate, it really fucks with them. Ta-da! Well, the puffball is doing good work for us. Just silly little mushroom. Yep. Unfortunately, Truffles is bad, and Quick is worthless on him. Pandemic is good. I don't think it's what I want to, especially with Remove Consume. But, like, it is cool. The extra sap is nice. It's also something that we could use to prevent Dominion from hurting us during the Titans. I will note, by the way, that the Puffball does become tremendously less helpful during the Seraph fight because of the stupid silence enemies. Because they are the worst thing ever created. Someday I need to master Pyrogrow. Maybe now is the time. I don't think I want to. Mostly just makes me angry. Yeah, we'll skip it. Someday I gotta master it, but it's a bad card. We're going here because we want to make the Void Armament deployable. We also maybe want to get something to merge it with. That is not important. Okay, Zone of Silence is the thing that we want. We're going to make that deployable. And then I don't have enough to like get the Bloodthirsty Blade and merge it. Okay, so here's the deal. As much as I like the mushy rooms, I think we're just gonna get rid of both of them. If there were another Merchant of Arms sooner, maybe maybe I'm still okay with that. Because essentially what I'm looking at is, if I make the mushy rooms deployable, then I will be forced to draw the Zone of Silence. Unfortunately, that seems unlikely to line up, so we're just going to get rid of the mushy rooms. They're doing decent work for me, but this is way more important, especially because the Zone of Silence solves the entropy problem. It's just good in general, mind you, but... Tome of Evergrowth is cute here. I think what we want to do, though, is dupe the Dig Deep. You know, that's a little questionable, but we'll do it. I just want to rally and hopefully get Trample later on. Also, hopefully quick for Bullet as well. Which we can either do via Swift Steel Dagger, or we can do it with what am I trying to say? Great question. Someday we'll know. Oh, Wildwood Tome. Also, I think we're putting this here so that we are never going to sap ourselves. Because it's fine if, like, he gets sapped. That doesn't matter. And I could definitely handle getting sapped on top floor, but I still prefer not to. So we're not going to worry about that. Anyways, Puffball continues doing some real good work for us. Sadly, can't get the Collector. There's just not happening. I have no way to do it. We're going to play you out just to get rid of you. Also, with enemies having multi-strike, they just kind of kill themselves faster. Although, if we ever reach a critical mass, they maybe are just going to kill me all at once, which would be bad. Like, Bolette is probably... I mean, Bolette can mostly take care of that anyways. If I really need to, I can maybe block with some fungi for a turn. I do wish I'd been able to minus cost the Dig Deep. Like, yeah, sure, the Holy Stone would be doing less work for us, but so what? Alright, well, again, I'm sort of depriving myself of a couple turns of rallying by killing the boss on bottom floor, but it's whatever. Not too worried about it. Okay, I mean, there's not really any reason not to take the Intrinsic Mulch. Intrinsic Pandemic is also cute, but we'll take the Mulch. Probably the Rail Spike. Fine. Even if it comes with a Calcified Ember. Yes, and no longer does the Ember drain us. Okay, so going here would just be for the removals. I think we're going to go here and just see if we can get something cool. Ancient Roots is not terrible for me. Ember Staff is pretty okay. Don't care about those. Although the Stoic Plate Mail is kind of, sort of useful. Do I want the Ember Staff? Probably. Maybe. It mostly doesn't matter for me currently, though. So I'm gonna greedily skip on it. Yeah, that's the sort of thing I wanted. Oh, I did kind of fuck myself, though. Sort of. It means that the Puffball is always going to have a dude spawning in front of him, which is a bit of an issue, but it is whatever. Okay, so Zone of Silence is still helpful. Because it will stop the dudes from... it will stop them from getting the bonus. Love to get rid of the calcified ember. Too bad we're not getting rid of the calcified ember. But anyway, so they... Whatever. They're not a big problem, and then we can set up Bullet on floor 2 to murder everything. Oh, whoops. I already forgot that we have the minus cost on the first card. Which we're gonna do on you, because I'm not totally sure how... I mean, we should be fine. Bullet's quite strong. And I can't play you out there now, which is a little annoying. Whatever, fine. Probably should have done the root seeds, because mostly I just want to draw into my rally things, and rally as best I can. But whatever. And then hopefully we get Trample Bullet after this. So it would be cute to draw 6, but we're going to do this. Because that's the card that I most want to play anyways. And so it doesn't really make sense to me to be digging deep for something else. Also, I forgot to use the Puffball's ability, but whatever. He's got plenty of sap, or not sap, but regen already. I mean, he has sap too, but like, that's not what we want. I mean, it doesn't matter. He doesn't have any attack anyways. Turns out, Tome of Evergrowth is real good and real cool. Okay, we have just enough that we can get rid of the Calcified Ember and still play out the spawn. And that is what we do. Unfortunately, the minus cost does block the Holy Stone from doing anything, which is pretty lame, but, like, it is whatever. Holy Stone is a largely disappointing upgrade. Again, if it were based on the base cost of the spell, it'd be a different story, but it's not. I figured I may as well do it this turn since I have the Ember for it. Also, he's getting the kill down here. Since these things get eaten, but they don't actually give any stats to him, because they're all silenced. And then he has enough HP that he survives Kale's attacks and builds up an unseemly amount of decay, and there we go. It does feel a little bad that I'm depriving myself of a bunch of rallies, but it's not a big deal. We're going to take Spike of the Legion. And then probably the draw? Yeah, we'll take the draw. Definitely don't need Merchant of Steel. Definitely will go here. Let's check out the shop first. Holdover's not bad. And unfortunately, we didn't get trampled, but we should be okay. More or less, at least. Right. So, gonna do that. So I don't want the Awoken Rail Spike to have Intrinsic because the Spike of the Legion already has Intrinsic. I guess I'm gonna do this. I don't know. Yeah, I don't care about most of the things in my deck. So let's at least get rid of some things. It is valuable for me to have as many cards as possible, kind of. Since I get the... what am I trying to say? Great question. I get things based on the size of my deck is all I'm trying to get at. I might make a second Loam Coat at the Merchant of Arms. I think we're just gonna copy this though. Both because it heals my Pyre and it makes Bullet stronger, yada yada yada. But the Loam Coat would help protect the Puffball, which would be appealing. Okay, well, we're gonna end up with just tons of HP and attack, but not having the trample is a bit sad. Still workable. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we're just gonna go full on Propagate 14 on him. Because that's pretty cute. Alright, well. It's a shame we don't have Manifold Mirror. It would be nice to silence every floor. Okay, so I think we're gonna do it like this. And then kill one of you with that. And now we have enough like that. Yeah, it's not a very impressive rail spike. Especially because half of what I draw, it's not going to be able to play even with the minus cost. So, we're just going to do this, make the fungi a little better. And we should be in mostly good shape. Yeah, and surprisingly we're not going to kill you, although we can rot you, which would help, but we're going to rot the... Oh, the Collector's Silence, god damn it! So I really wish I had a glow up so I could move you in front of the fungi, but it's not a big deal. Anyways, we're going to take some fire damage. It's okay. I will be healing every turn. So, I'm okay with just taking the 9 damage. I could have prevented it by playing the Rot, but, like, it's whatever. Okay. God, we're so close. I guess we'll do it that way, although we're still going to be taking a lot of damage from this guy. Oh, but he at least got some decay on him, which does help. Also, I think I forgot to do the puffball last turn. Okay, yeah, we're fine here. Poor Woken Rail Spike. I'd love to play it, but it just doesn't matter for me right now. Like, if it prevents me from using from using my other things. It's just not worth it. Okay, whatever. We'll take the vengeful shard damage, who cares? Alright, the mighty bullet. And then Puffball murders yet another enemy. Ta-da! Okay. Tome of Evergrowth, another one's kind of cute. The Unearthed Treasure doesn't really matter to me. I mean, this doesn't tons matter. I'll still take it, I guess, but it's not really important. And we're not going to take Edgebriar, even though I could try to master it. And then we're going to go here, though I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do. Also, I don't have a ton of gold. Not helpful, not helpful. Kind of helpful, but not really helpful. I mean, maybe. I could take the Meat Shield to combine with the Loam Coat. Don't know why I rerolled, really, but fine. I guess I'll take that. Twin Mines doesn't tons help. Yeah, it's not actually that helpful for me. So we'll just do this. Oh, and I spaced out that I don't have enough to make the Loam Coat deployable now. Or do other things. Yeah, that was a mistake. Because I also meant to combine the Meat Shield with the Loam Coat. Well, I do have regrets. But that's fine. Yeah, that was a mistake, though not a huge deal. I'm just going to get rid of the Razor Sharps. They just don't matter to me. And then we're going to dupe... Great question. Still probably the Loam Coat, even though... I don't know. Whatever, fine. Enjoy a Loam Coat. Could have also done the Void Armament just to give my Cluster Kernel multi-strike, which is technically maybe helpful. I think we're setting you up mid, because there's not really any reason not to do that. And he needs the Zone of Silence so he doesn't get ruined by the Silence dudes. And I'm pretty sure we're just going to do this, even though it means we can't use the Rail Spike this turn, among other things. But that's fine. It's a shame I don't have Split Anvil or such, but that's okay. Yeah, I mean, who cares? Okay, so. The Cursed Entropy does not really matter to me. I will give you that so you have slightly higher HP. And then we'll do that. We don't play the Dig Deep, whatever. That's fine. Our Bullet is pretty strong as is. And, like, making him stronger is not really the major point of loss or victory for us right now. Well, there's the other loam coat. But I think we're just gonna do this. Hi, cat. I just wanted to make sure that he had enough HP that he wasn't going to die in a single round. Because as long as he survives, he can regen it up, basically. And yes, I am making the enemy stronger, which is a problem. Okay. Yeah, let's not do it like that. Because that is what I have to avoid. Unfortunately, I can't play this anywhere without consequences. I mean, I can do it here. Nah. I mean, it's still sort of okay. But we'll just ignore that. And we'll let it cycle. It's not that big a deal. The big thing is just I don't want the puffball to die. Yeah, I don't think I really needed the Tome of Evergrowth, but hey. Well, at least one of them got minus cost. Whatever, we're doing fine. We're hovering at full health because I'm healing every turn. The puffball is taking care of some of our problems. I do think we're going to be in a much worse state for the Titan fight, but see what we can do. Yeah, I thought that was going to kill him. Alright, well, unfortunately that's not going to work. Just the fact that he buffs the entire train is a bit too much of an issue for us. And I can do that, though I did kind of cause issues for myself. Oh well. It's fine. Maybe I take some fire damage. It's not the end of the world, I suppose. I was really hoping that Manifold Mirror was going to be in the final shot for this exact reason. No way you're going to be able to attack. Whatever. We're taking some fire damage. It's fine. So be it. These things happen. I did it to myself, more or less. Does feel a little bad to take the fire damage right at the end of the fight, though, but it's fine. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't... Okay, like that works, I guess. Oh, we're not killing you. That's not acceptable. Yeah, turns out I should pay attention to my floors. I mean, like, I guess we're probably just gonna let this be and just not play out my stuff, which is sad. I would like to play out my stuff, but oh well. Yeah, I don't know. Here we are. We're gonna take some pyro damage. It's fine. I have enough. So long as I'm not buffing the guy on top 4, it's not gonna be the end of me. Like, it hurts. I take a lot of damage from that one guy surviving. But at least he's not doing 17 damage. And then, sadly, because I wasn't able to play out my things the last turn, I don't actually heal my pyre at all on this turn. So, you know, that feels bad. But whatever, it's fine. I take a lot of damage. I should be okay, since I will be able to block pretty decently during the Titan fight, and I've got a lot of Holy Stone action. So as long as I can win the Titan fight in a reasonable time, we'll be okay. But we'll see. We'll see how that works out. I think we'll be fine during the Titans for a number of reasons, but yeah, that was unfortunate that leaking that one dude just hurt me so badly. But alas, it is what it is. I probably should have set up a little differently, but that's fine. So that's going there. That's going there. You, and then you just get sacrificed up there. Okay, I do want you to have a regen, though I also would like to be sapping him for his eventual return to bottom floor, but hey, it is important that you don't die. At least you're dodging the corruption each turn, since that always goes on to the fungi. Actually, let's do this slightly differently. I don't know. So we'll do that one if you do want to hold on to that, and then I guess we're doing it like that. But I don't want to miss out on playing this, so we put that now, and then we just give you a little bit more regen, I guess. Unfortunately, you did a pretty shit job of killing the enemies because of the fungi. Yeah, that's not great. Okay, so you do survive there. Why am I not killing so many of you? Oh, because you get reduced so much that you end up not killing the front dude? Is that it? Yeah, there we go. Okay. I don't get the Pyrolite doing it that way, which does hurt, but I guess is what we're doing. It's just like, I do need to be killing all the enemies on each floor, essentially. Also, this is the problem with not having the lone code on these guys, is they do stack up a lot less quickly. In a very sad and painful way. Sort of helpful, not incredibly helpful. not enough to save you. Oh well, that's fine. Really do need to get the Holy Stone running, but fine. Okay, so you're dead, basically. Yep, I should be fine here. So I think what we're doing is we're doing this so then we can heal. And then we just forego the Holy Stone. Oh, not the Holy Stone. The Loam Coat. Although the Loam Coat would have been helpful here, it's fine. The fungi survives. We're just trying to make sure we have enough wave clear, since that is where we struggle. Basically, we just need to get past one more deck cycle. I definitely did this not correct. Because I do need to play at the Pyrolite. Okay, so... yeah, let's just keep stacking that on you, I guess. So... you are surviving, which is a little bit of a concern. I'm getting low on higher health. Yeah, and I can't kill you with the rot. So I should be fine. I'm going to take extra damage from you ascending, but it's not enough to kill me. Yeah, that is sort of an issue, though. Do I want to try to make things here? I think the answer is no. I think we just want to do this. The problem is that I'm not quite getting the kill on Entropy, which means I do need to chill out for like a whole nother round, and that's pretty bad. If the Let had Trample, we'd be okay, but we don't. Yeah, because here's the problem. Okay. Yeah, beautiful. That's enough. Because you have enough decay on you that you will die. And that's all we had to do. That's all we had to do. We're not going to fuck with it. So we take the 1 damage. We got to a point where he's not killing off the fungi, so I don't take the 5 damage that he would inflict, which would have been exactly enough to kill me. Unfortunately, Bolette and crew aren't strong enough to kill all of those guys. They can only kill 2 of them. But we built up enough decay that he dies there. Yeah. I would have died the turn after, because I wasn't clearing all the dudes on mid floor, and so one of those would have then gone to the pyre and killed me. If that weren't the case, I could have lasted several more turns, but regardless, didn't have to. It's fine. But that is why I was so wanting the trample for Bolette, is that, like, you know, with the Void Armament, he kills 2 things, and that's great. But I need to kill more than 2 things, and while the Puffball is doing good work for me, it does kind of drop off later, especially since I ended up taking the Twisted Mycelium, which spawns in front of him every turn. But even without that, like, he wouldn't have been killing some of the later enemies. And so, with just Bolette, I didn't have enough wave clear. But we still got there, just kind of sketchily. Mind you, if I had taken less damage during the Sarah fight, obviously it would have been a much less tight margin. But we took a lot of damage because we didn't have good enough wave clear. So it was the same problem. Or we didn't have enough HP on Puffball was the other thing. If I could have done, like, more spells on top floor and Seraphite, might have worked out a little better. Either way, it's fine. We made it. Anyways, out of curiosity, what did Bolette end up at? I always like looking at the numbers at the end with any permascaling thing. But yeah, 947 to 875. All that HP didn't matter, though. Like, he was never taking damage, essentially, because the fungi were always blocking. And we even had Crown of the Eternal if he was taking damage. But he wasn't. If I had a glow-up, I happily would have moved him in front of the fungi during the Titan fight, so we could have built them up into a meaningful threat. But sadly, with the Corruption build-up and Entropy hitting for 20 every turn, we were really struggling to get the fungi into a meaningful group. Also, I kept skipping on the Loam Coat, which was a little sad. Thanks for the follow, by the way. Anyways, rambling aside, we're stopping there for the night because that's how life works. I will be back tomorrow, unless I'm too exhausted, which is a real possibility in my life, but probably not going to happen. Anyways, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a nice night, everyone, and a nice day, and, you know, thanks for being here.